just a bit of flapping on this cold, chilly Valentine's Day. Good morning, YouTube. Here with you on a Friday. 11:32 is the time. I felt like in the mood again. You know, I was talking about last night about not making so many videos, but I felt in the mood. And that's pretty much what I'm doing from now on. If you see a video from me, I was in the mood. That's all I can tell you about that. Couple of things going on. I was reading in the I always do a I don't know, I check my YouTube subscriptions for videos to watch, and if there's nothing there, I kind of go on Facebook and look around and you know, see things that I may or may not want to see. But one of the things I saw was a story on the Seymour Police Department. I guess the former chief and captain have been arrested for some kind of it said ghosting. I'm not really sure what that means, but I take it they were working for the police department and taking money from somebody else to do some other jobs outside the department. And I guess they're not allowed to do that. So anyway, that was what that was. But it was on there, and I thought, well, that was interesting. I've noticed the police department has a presence on Facebook now. It's been a recent thing, so I'm sure that's probably part of the attempt at getting past this ordeal. I'm sure they've known about it more longer than we have. So anyway, I think they're I don't think as the department goes, I don't think they're that bad. But you know, there's always maybe the guys that did this didn't know it was, you know, improper. I don't know. You know, there's always two sides to every story, you know. So, but anyway, that's that. Bob and I have been talking, as we do about every day. I asked him if he would like to help me rehab the B&K 970. And specifically the, I think he called it the oscillator board, and I believe that's probably what it is. There's that, I mentioned a daughter board on that chassis, and I think it's a small enough type piece of stuff that I could probably send it to him and have him do it. And we want to do a combined maybe project on it and some videos on it, and I think that'd be interesting. But I still want to get this Philco done first. I still have the cabinet out in the garage. I've got to go around that. I've been waiting for better weather. It was 8 degrees this morning when I actually got out of bed. That's a little chilly. Won't lie. It's not as bad as Dave up there in Canada, but still pretty chilly for us. Like I said, that it was so nice and warm in that bed. I really hated to get out. I had woke up around 4:30. I heard Lexi moving around. She finally got up and went to work this morning. She was 2 hours. Now this, like I said, she was 2 hours late on her first day yesterday. So I said 2 hours. I don't even know if it was 2 hours. It may have been longer than that. But I thought she was supposed to be there at 5:30, and I heard her leaving the house about 20 after 7. So I'm assuming. So anyway, she said they were okay with it. So I'm sure they were not that okay with it, but you know, Lexi has a way of, as we all do, I think, telling stories in her favor as far as the way it come out. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. She's there today, I guess. She was anyway up around, like I say, 4:30, and I heard the door slam. It's always a telltale sign because of the way the house, the vacuum in the house, it causes my bedroom door to vibrate back and forth when the front door is open or closed. So I pretty much know when she goes in and out. So that's that. like I say, what else am I talking about? I had a whole list of things I wanted to talk about. Of course, I should make the list instead of, just thinking about it. Would have been better, but, next thing on my agenda here is to clean this mess up. And I want to get that done. And on this, I do have a battery ordered. I found a Samsung for $6 something, almost $7 with the tax and stuff like that. But I've got that coming. I know I don't have to have one. Everybody has said that. Yeah, I know that, but I want one, and that's half the battle, as they say. So I still have not found the other one. Of course, I haven't really looked, but there is a spare one. I will use that until I get the new one out of California. So, like I said, that's coming around. I do have a. I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday or not, but I do have a. Here it is. A card to go in. I know you can't see the big one or the little one, but there's a little one inside this holder. And I'm going to use that card in here. I think it's 2 gig. I think that should be fine for what I want to do. And I did find my stick. Remember I told you I had the other part of the paint stick. Found that on the floor. So, anyway, that's another part that needs cleaning up, is to get that. But, like I said, I want to go out to the garage and find out about if that... basically, I'll mount the thing on here like this. Only, of course, it won't be that long. Be maybe that long where my thumb's at, or fingers at. My thumb's on this side, my fingers on that side. So that's what I'm looking at. But basically something like that, and it'll attach to the bottom of the boom just like the other one. And that should allow this piece here to mount on that. And again, go up and down like that. And like I say, it'll be secured back here. But like I say, that should allow me to move that boom anywhere I want to on the bench. And I'm hoping sometime today, if I can get this mess cleaned up, to get a picture of this Philco. I'm going to set the Philco up on its top, so I can look at the bottom, or actually probably on an angle maybe, and see if I can look at that and actually work underneath of it. That would be my goal on that, to do that. So I need to get, like I said, this mess cleaned up. These headphones need to be finished up and got out of here, and some other stuff. But I didn't really want to come in here earlier. It was a little bit chilly. Right now it's, I think, 15, so it's a heat wave. Still have to finish up the stereo shelf. I think I said it was finished, but I told a big fib. There's 3 more pieces that need to go on there. I want to put where the albums are going to sit on the bottom. I want to put one piece of furring strip on the top of each end and the middle, to where those albums will have a flat space to lean against. I don't think leaning against just the outside space is good. It will cause the albums to bend that way, and I don't want that to happen. So I want to put the top piece on each end, and like I say, in the middle, and that way when I actually put the album up against it, it will have a firm space to all the way across to lean against and put pressure on. So that's the plan on that. Of course, you know me, I'll take probably a week or 2 to get that done, but just looking around at other things that need to be done, I tend to do that while I'm sitting here trying to think all the things I wanted to say, and of course I never do. But that's just the way that goes. Let's see. I do plan to look through all the stuff that came with that microscope, on the off chance that I may have taken some of the packing and the battery might have been in there, is what I'm saying. But I doubt it. I did look at the listing for that, and I see no mention of the battery in the documentation or the ad itself. There's no mention of a battery being included or a battery at all. The only thing I did see was a picture. One of the pictures shows the battery compartment open and there's a battery inside. That's the only thing, and I'm sure that's probably why I thought there was a battery included, but you know, it doesn't actually say that. So I did in my feedback, I did mention the fact that there is no battery, and I did give them good feedback. I didn't say it was a bad deal, I just said there's no battery for in case somebody else thought there was. So like I said, that's that. I have another deal working on Joyce. Joyce is my newest best friend. Joyce from China. She's the one that's been sending me the stuff. She sent the GPS, and I think it was the heater before that. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but she's offered to send another item. In fact, I have ordered it, and I'll flash up a picture of it. I don't know how handy this will be, but I thought, you know, I'd at least try it and see. You know, I don't, you know, it might be handy to have that if you're working. I don't know that it would be on the bench here because you've got everything at your fingertips, but you know, for working on a project away from the bench, how's that? You know, it might be helpful to have this, but you know, I just have visions of being, you know, jerking your arm too fast and things falling off, and I don't know how strong of a magnet it is. We'll find out, I guess. I did order it. And like I say, that's when it comes, we'll try that out and see what it does. But it might be handy. You know, it depends on what you're doing, I guess. You know, if you're doing something that you just need things handy, you know, and you don't have a way to wear a tool belt or something like that, you know, it might be handy. I don't know. We'll see. But like I say, that's coming up. What else? I was going to take the GPS out and do another demo of that in the car, but then I got to thinking, well, you know, it's pretty cold out there. I don't know that I want to do that. I was just going to go around here in town and use the GPS function and the music to see if, in fact, that did allow you to hear the instructions, or if the music was too loud, you know, you couldn't hear the instructions, things like that. But I may do that on a nicer day. I don't think this cold spell is supposed to last too long, maybe a day or two, and I think that's about it. I did see in the future forecast, or whatever they call that, that it was supposed to be up near 60 sometime later in the week, I think, or maybe next week, is whatever it was. But that would be nice. I get back up into the normal. This has been a strange winter so far. We haven't had a lot of snow. In fact, very little snow here. I'm sure other parts of the country have had snow, and I know Canada gets snow, but you know, we haven't had a lot, and after all the dire predictions from people, the people in the weather related industries, they said, oh, this is going to be a bad one, and you know, so far it hasn't panned out. Hasn't been a lot of good weather either. I mean, this cold, damp, rainy stuff has really wreaked havoc on my knees and things like that, and I'm sure other people are feeling it with their arthritis and such, but you know, so I don't know that that's good or bad or whatever, but like I say, today I don't think, the only thing I'm going to do is clean this mess up on the bench. I'm going to try my best to get these headphones finished and back off the bench, back onto the computer. I want to get that done. I'd like I say, at some point to find that battery and get that in here and use this on the Philco to see if it's going to work or not for such as that. I know it'll work just fine with, if I use it with something like this and a circuit board, or even the circuit board holder, and use the boom. It will work fine because it will allow you to see, you know, directly where you're working at, and I think it will work fine for that. We'll see. I don't know that it will, but you know, I'm going to try it and see. That's all you can do, right? So every time I see something that doesn't belong here, I put it in this little box. I still haven't actually read the instructions for this. I probably ought to do that, but there's such a fine print that I almost have to have the magnification lamp in here and use it to read, unless I'm under a real nice bright light, and then I might be able to see it. But you know, it, of course that's a Chinese version. I don't think I can read that. Yeah, let's see. I'll get the right one here up in a minute. But, there it is. But, you know, it mentions the battery in here, but doesn't actually say it's included or anything, but it says, you know, what the battery is, type of battery and things like that. But, like I say, it's no big deal. I went ahead and ordered one. It's not an end of the world type situation. But like I say, that's, again, I don't know how well you can see it, but I'll show you. There's the print on that. You can barely see it. They must have good eyes over there, is all I can say. So anyway, that's that. Let's slide that underneath that little clip thing on there. That'd be nice. But anyway, that's the things I'm working on here this morning. Probably won't do a lot. The heater's already kicked off in here. And, oh, my knees. I feel the need to sit there in the living room underneath that heated throw. And I just think I need to do that. I think that's the best course of action for me. You know. So, like I say, I want to try to do some of this stuff and get this done. I've got to take this tape off here. While I was charging that, this little thing here has a bright blue light, and it keeps me up at night. So I had a piece of tape over it, so it didn't bother me while I thought I was charging the battery in that microscope. So that wasn't happening. Anywho, what else? Oh, the capacitors. Sal's has mailed shipped the capacitors. I got a tracking number on those now, so I will be getting those. And I've got to find the other ones, the .007 and .004 or whatever it was that I got. I think it was a 0039 or 0068 or something like that I got. And they may be in this box over here, and I don't know that they are, but they may be. I have so much crap on this bench. I do have some that, oh, there they are. Yeah, .0068, I don't know if they even showed those, but there's the 0039s and 0068s for this radio, and those are here now, and like I say, I will be getting those in to the Philco, hopefully with the aid of the microscope, and that's what we're planning on doing anyway. So, alright, I think I have talked long enough, at least for me. I didn't really, like I say, I just felt the need to make a video this morning as far as doing something. I thought, well, I haven't really flapped for a while, so I'll do a little flapping this morning. Bill likes to flap a lot. I don't think I can match him as far as his abilities to do that, but like I say, once in a while you feel the need to do that. Kind of as a way to catch up, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. But not sure why, but everything seems to end up on this bench. It just amazes me how much crap that really quickly comes onto the bench. And of course, every time I come in here, I have to bring my phone in here. That's another thing I have to put somewhere. I need a dedicated place to put my phone and other things that I normally carry around, and so that I won't have to clutter up the bench with them. That would be an idea, wouldn't it? But even my shelves and things like that are just overflowing with stuff. I don't know where it all comes from, but it's coming from somewhere. I think that's going to do me. I really don't think there's anything else. I'm trying to figure out what this is for. You know, you see something like that, and for my first thought was, does it go this way, or does it go this way, or what's it for? And I really don't know. And it bugs me on stuff like that. I mean, there had to be a reason why they put a hole through that, I would think. Well, not a hole, but you know, a cutout on that, or whatever it was. Doesn't really come off. You know, I was measuring this the other day, and I thought, well, I should have measured it like this. It would have been easier. Oops. And it looks to me like whatever the 16th after a half is. Okay, so that's what it is the 16th after a half. It would be 9/16 is what size that is. So if I had a half-inch dowel rod, and I'm going to go out to the garage and look, but if I had one of those, I think that would work. I don't think they come in 9/16. They come in 5/8, I believe, but it's not that big. And like I said, half-inch would be better than 9/16, or better than 5/8. So, all right, that's going to do me. You know, there's something else. I would use a metal piece like that if I had another metal. I guess I could cut a section of that off. Then I'd have to fashion something to hold it in there, though. So you know, all these things I got to think about. You guys have a pleasant day. Thank you so much for watching and listening to my endless blah 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 blah. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.